All right, so we got the Q&A today. I've been really excited to post this recently. I just haven't had enough time to get into it. But I got a lot of questions here I'm excited to answer. Well, this is my water. I got my electrolytes in here. Nice and cold. I love this stuff. Literally a lifesaver. It's called Relight electrolyte stuff. It's super good. I love it. But all right, let's get the questions started. It's a little bit hot in here. I know we don't wear my shirt in my house, but I'll keep it on for the video. I don't know, who knows how YouTube is. All right, but the first question we're going to run through, this is my first one, so I don't know how to like edit them up on the screen and all that shit. So we're just going to go pretty straightforward. First one, creatine versus protein. Okay, so I wouldn't really say that's a verse type of thing. That's just like two totally different things. Like creatine is like the most, everyone always says it. Creatine's the most studied, whatever them things are called, supplement ever. And then protein is just like, if you get a good whey isolate protein or just a good whey protein, super good for like post-workout or like a meal replacement if you're in a rush in the morning. You don't want to sit there and cook eggs, or if you don't want to eat that kind of stuff in the morning or right after your workout. Really good. So that's good for all times. It's what's the best thing to eat after a workout? Pretty much anything you get in fast, honestly. Like obviously clean food, like white rice and chicken, or a protein shake first. So that way you have, because people say like there's an anabolic window. I don't know the science behind it. There might not be. I don't really know. But most people's go-to is just like rice and chicken, or cream of rice and a protein shake, something like that. That's usually super easy. You should enter the enhanced games. Well, I have zero skill outside of, if you consider working out a skill. So I don't know what I would do in the enhanced games. That would be sick though, because they have the doctors watch me and stuff like that, like because they like run the gear for you. Current weight and height. So my current weight is 6'1", and I weigh 251 pounds fasted this morning. And yes, I am 6'1". I've been measured about 100 times at 6'1". People, literally, I had someone yesterday tell me they thought I was 6'5". 6'5". It's like, bro, I'm 6'1". I don't know where these people get 6'5". I have a picture of me measured in at 6'1", to like on the thing, 6'1". People don't believe me though. Best stim and stim-free pre-workout. I don't know anything about stim-free because I'm a big stim guy. I love caffeine. I don't really know. But I take Hostile pre-workout. I think I take the amped one right now. It's super good. I usually take like the Hostility for a while. But I've tried a bunch. Like the HD Nick Walker series is really good. That's pretty much the only two I've ever tried. Oh, I've tried like the pollen one. It's like I don't know what it is. It's like something crazy as shit. Like it was that shit, I took like a full serving of that, and like I said, I'm huge on stims. I took a full serving of that, and I thought I was gonna die. That shit was crazy. Like I was having like heart palpitations and shit. It was brutal. So needless to say, I don't take that anymore. But okay. What tips do you have for the gym post-injury? I've been scared to get injured again. Ooh, that's like a mental block, because I've hurt my chest a bunch of times, like tweaked my chest, like my inner armpit and stuff like that. And it does like take a little bit of time, but it's also then it's like just being sure that you took off enough time, like being confident that yes, I did take off 6 months from training my chest, however long it's gonna be. I mean, obviously I took off like 2 weeks, but like just building up the confidence so that you checked all the boxes, that you done your mobility after you did your mobility, because a lot of times injuries are like just like you. Not being used to the range of motion and shit like that, or like going too deep on a squat when you don't have the mobility for it because you don't stretch, so like your quads get tight. Stuff like that is like a big issue. Well, I feel like a lot of people get injured, and just like sloppy forms if you're not doing the form right. So kind of like if you do get injured, then just like make sure, okay, I am focusing on them things. So if you're doing like a bench press, a lot of people get injured because they like just let it collapse on them and then push back real fast, and when like that coming down super deep and like no control is like super bad, like that causes a lot of injuries and shit like that. So like kind of just being more conscious, like knowing like if I'm doing this exercise safely, I really can't get hurt. I'm well hydrated, I have enough food in me, I'm well hydrated, I slept enough, and then you're doing the exercise properly, the chances of you getting hurt are a lot less than before. So it's like, it could be something as that, just like having that in the back of your head, like reassuring yourself. It's like, that's how I think of now when I'm doing like heavy chest stuff. because I used to be like playing us in my head, like when I'd be pressing like the 180-pound dumbbells. It's like, fuck, I hope I don't get hurt. I hope I don't tweak my chest again. Now I'm out for another 2 weeks. So now it's like, I know, like, okay, like I'm going super slow. I'm controlling the whole full range of motion. I'm worked on my mobility. There should be really no fucking reason I should get hurt now. So that's something that helped me. Okay, next question. Protein intake. Other supplements used. How was the new protein? My protein intake, I'm not even honestly sure. I just follow what my coach's macros are for me. I just eat whatever he tells me to eat. Other supplements used, that could be like a whole nother video, because I literally take like 1,000 supplements, like for like a lot of health shit and stuff like that. Like I take like 1,000,000 health supplements just because like I like to cover all the bases. Like I always say, like I like to check all the boxes. I don't want to think I'm not growing or recovering, or my blood results are going to come back because I didn't want to buy a $13 pill once a month. That's like a vitamin D3 complex or something like that. And so it's like, I take 1,000,000 supplements. Maybe that's a good idea. I'll do a video of that. I'll break down all the stuff I take. Like I'll lay it out on this table or something like that. Because I have like a whole morning gut protocol supplements I take. Then plus all like my intra, pre, all that stuff. And the new protein was super good. Like I literally now have used like the Maple Waffle HD, the Maple, I use 3 from, because it's like the treat I get. Like I get this drink, this electrolyte drink, and my protein shakes is like the only flavors I have in my day. So it was nice to get like 3 different proteins. One second. It was nice to get like 3 different proteins. So now I have Maple Waffle, which was one of my favorite. The birthday cake, which I loved, and the sweet cream mocha, which is like the coffee type of one. Super good. But yeah, that's it. I work 12 to 16 hours a day most days. I am tired lately at the gym. Whether I go to the gym AM or PM. Tips? Question mark. 12 to 16 hour days. That is brutal. I don't know. That is absolutely brutal. I work like 10-hour days and I fucking hate it. So I used to work a job where I'd work like 12 to 14 hours when I used to deliver food when I was a lot younger, and I started like 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was brutal. And it's that I feel like at that point of like where you're at in life right now, it's like work has to be a main priority, I guess, because it's just like it's your whole life. Tips, I mean, honestly, I would assume going in the morning would probably be better, just because like you're not up for 18 hours before you get to the gym, and then taking pre-workout so late and then going to bed trying to go right to work the next day. So I would assume like eating a big meal before you go to bed, wake up, get some aminos in you, drink a protein shake, just so you have something in your stomach so you're not training fast, then go get a 45-minute workout in. Make sure you're training as close as you can to your house, so that way you're not like an hour there, an hour back, and that's wasting so much of your day. Stuff like that. I mean, that's really pretty much all you can do at that point, because you're still limited. If you are working 16 hours in a day, you only have 8 hours left. So to squeeze anything else in would be crazy. And then maybe just train 3 days a week, like push-pull legs, or like upper lower, and then just do upper lower whenever you have a day. Like if today's a 12-hour day, okay, do upper, and then you have 2 16-hour days, don't train, and then have a lower day. The next day you work 12. Something like that is the only thing I could really imagine you could probably do. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, what is tips? What's your favorite quad exercise? That's so tough, because like the prime leg extension is my favorite quad exercise, I would say. Like, but I feel like that's like so direct quad, and it's just I've never felt a leg extension machine where like you get that stretch at the bottom. And like when you're doing a leg extension, like say if like this is your leg, like this, and like the pads right here, can't really tell. Like say this is like your leg. When you get to the top and the weight's sitting right here, that's the only exercise, leg extension, at the top where like the weight is loaded on that, like what is that called, the stretch or like the squeeze? I don't know, whatever it is. I don't know the science. But that's like the only exercise for quads you can use where you can load that top. So I like to like sit there for 2 seconds. But other than that, I mean, that's that end, it's like the burn on there, and then the offseason you do like triple drop sets, and just literally blows your legs up. But I would say mentality reason wise, I like hack squats the best, because it's like you get to like throw 10 plates on there and just get fucking crazy. Your boys are in there screaming, spotting you. Same thing with that. There's a lot of intensifiers that are super fun to do like that on there. Like you could do like a rest pause on there, which I love. You do like, or like cluster sets. Like if you want to go heavy, like you could do like, say you put like whatever's heavy relative to you. You could do like, say, 5 reps, take 5 deep breaths, do 5 reps, take 5, so stuff like that I really love, intensifiers. But yeah, I would say hack squats is probably my favorite because I feel them a lot, like, because I worked on my mobility a lot over these past like year or two, because obviously before, like, I was pretty strong on the hack squats, but like I would have like my feet high and wide. I just wouldn't feel my quads. But now, like, I worked on ankle mobility, hip mobility, knees. My knees are never sore, and I go super low on the pad and like shoulder width apart, and my legs are just blowing up with so much blood doing them. It's so painful. So I love them. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's another one. Okay. Not a question, but your content is very motivating. Hardest work in the room. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm glad it's coming through. Like, that you guys can see that on the videos and stuff. Do you look up to any bodybuilders or any athletes? Do I look up to any bodybuilders? I look up to a ton of athletes. Bodybuilders. I feel like, because I'm like, I follow it very closely, and I just feel like, not that I'm like out of place, but I just feel like I don't have like a community around where I live, or there might be guys that are like in this community, but I just don't know them personally, or I don't have relationships with them. So I do look to like a lot of bodybuilders online to like feel some type of connection with them guys, and like see, like, so I do watch a lot of YouTube, and I look up to a lot of bodybuilders, like, and a lot of it's based off like not like who they are as people, because I don't know, they might be bad people, I don't know, but like just like off their training styles and just like how they carry themselves. Like right now, like I'm huge like on Cuba. I think it's Chelin, I think is how you pronounce his name. But like I really like him a lot, like the way he carries himself, the way, like, because I feel like a lot of bodybuilders nowadays, like, they post like the luxury stuff on their Instagram and stuff like that, and then like taking fancy trips and going to cool restaurants and stuff like that. And it's like, for me, that's not really appealing. Like, I'm more of like a hardcore bodybuilder. I love bodybuilding. I love like just like hardcore gritty bodybuilding. And like when you follow like Cuba and shit like that, it's all about the gym. Like, he's not like posting about like taking trips and going to EDM concerts and shit. It's literally just him eating, sleeping, training. That's it. Like, that's his life. So I love like Cuba, trained by JP. A lot of UK guys I've been really loving. I feel like that's just the culture over there is like really bodybuilding focused over there, their culture. But like JP, Jordan Peters, James Hollingshead, and then I love like a lot of the American guys. Like, I love Hunter Labrada. I love I've been a fan of like Brett Wilkin and Martin Fitzwater, like back when they lived at when they trained at Armburst or whatever it's called. And like them two, just I'll never forget. And I used to say it all the time, like in my videos and stuff like that. Like when we would be training, it's like train to your nosebleeds. Because I remember like watching a video of Brett Wilkin leg pressing, and his nose started bleeding. I was like, dude, that is the fucking coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. And him and Martin just going in there getting crazy. So I love dudes like that. So like not a lot of like gimmick shit. Like when they do like the gay skits on Instagram, it's not stuff like that. So it's like they don't really. I feel like a lot of them dudes, like them type of guys I just mentioned, they don't really do a lot of that stuff. So I like them dudes a lot. I focus on like their training and stuff like that. Like, I love the way they train to push themselves. Same type of workouts to me, like all the sets to failure, intensifiers, low intensity, high volume. Low volume, high intensity. So yeah, that's like a handful of guys I like and I look up to. I'm not sure if I'm missing anybody, but they're guys I follow vividly. Anything you do for muscle soreness? Hydration's huge for muscle soreness, I would assume. But just really nothing, really. I just focus on checking all the boxes, making sure I eat my meals, making sure I drink my water, making sure I get my sleep. My training routine, like I have the same split. Like I don't go hit chest and like 2 days later it's like, my chest isn't that bad. I'll go hit chest again. Then I have a bad chest, but I was a little sore. So my split is pretty has it pretty dialed in. So that's pretty much it. Like you could just making sure you're getting your nutrients in and stuff like that, and sleeping. What are good qualities to look for in a training partner? Got all that. That's like a marriage right there. Good qualities for a training partner. A lot of stuff, like I have a lot of pet peeves just in life, just because like I like what someone says the one thing I don't like, it's like, okay, well, I don't want to associate with this guy anymore. So it is hard for me to find people that like I can connect to, because it's like big on accountability. I'm a big on accountability, so like I don't know. I feel like once you start, like you get a training partner, you start to get to know them a little bit more. You kind of like get to know their personality, and a lot of times like people like to lie to like make themselves feel better, and it's like I don't know why people need to do that, but I feel like that is a good one, like accountability. Like they hold themselves accountable. So obviously, like I'm there to help push them, they're there to help push me, but also like I like to see that someone holds themselves accountable. Like they say, hey, I want to squat tomorrow at 315. So it's like, okay, then I'm like, okay, well, I'm assuming you're squatting 315 tomorrow. So not then then he would just come in and say, never mind. Like we start loading up the plates. It's like, okay, like you're going through 15 rates. Like, never mind. Blah blah blah. Like comes up. It's like I don't like that. But a lot of it is just consistency. Like you see a lot of these guys aren't that consistent with their training splits. So like just someone you would see in the gym that's just super consistent. Like I see guys in my gym that are there. Like I'm there every night at 8. They're there every night at 8. So it's like, okay, like damn, that's sick. That dude comes. He's like on it. Like it's not like he won't be there for a week. And then it's like, oh well, blah blah blah. It's like just consistency is a big one for the training partners because like once you get someone you're with every day, it's like you guys build up like you know what he likes or she likes and that you know each other and it's like the vibes. Like you can like you've been training for long. Oh, you know he likes forceps or oh on these he doesn't like it. So you just build that rapport with somebody after time. But a lot of it is just like the accountability and someone that's there consistently because it's like if they don't have the consistency, then it's like there's no reason to even train with them. What helps you push yourself mentally in the gym to get those extra reps in? It's a good question. I don't really know if I honestly like do too much deep like physiological thinking when I'm in the gym. I just kind of know like I have my logbook and it's like I have that set in my head. It's like I'm going to get better. So it's like in the off season when I'm pushing numbers and I'm trying to get stronger and shit like that. It's kind of just like I'm not going to leave a loser. So it's like I know I got 10. I'm getting 11. I don't care. It's like that's just kind of like how I train. That's why I think logbooks are huge because like that holds you accountable. So it's like if you are having a bad day, it's like well the logbook's there to tell you like you have to push through. It doesn't matter. And that's if you like have that willpower to push. It's, some people like just are. I just can't easily say like okay, well I don't feel like it today, so I have to say like oh fuck the logbooks keep me accountable. I have to do it. So that's kind of what helps me get them extra reps. And it's like when I have a training partner, it's like I'm very competitive. So it's like he gets 8, I want to get fucking 15. I want to double it. So I'm like competitive in everything I do. So I think that goes a big one. What show are you doing? What show are you doing? Oh, the NPC PA Muscle in Lancaster, PA. It's like Gary Udit show. It is the August 10th is the show. So that's that one. Okay, let's see. Is it hard to fall asleep being that you train later in the day? Do you have routine? Now that I'm in prep and I'm like starving and stuff like that, yes, it's super hard to fall asleep. Like I'll lay, like some nights I'll lay here for 2 hours and then I get, because it's like once you like realize you're not falling asleep, you just keep getting more and more mad. So it's like, you gotta be kidding me. I'll lay down at like 11:30. It's like, okay, perfect. I get 7 hours of sleep. And then I'm laying there for another half hour. It's like, okay, 6.5 hours of sleep. It's like, okay, let's start getting to bed now. I gotta train tomorrow. And then it's like, nope. So then it's like 4 hours of sleep. But then the next day I'm so tired, then I'll sleep 10 hours the next day. But yeah, definitely do have a sleep routine. Like I'm huge on schedule. I like thrive in structure and like routine. And if I do anything once, it's like it's in the routine for life. So yeah, I have a routine. Like I'll eat my last meal, and then I take a shower and I like take all my pills and stuff like that. And like once I'm done eating my last meal, like I'll literally watch YouTube or whatever like that. Eat my last meal, put my phone down, put my chart, like set my alarm and stuff like that. Take a shower, and then when I brush my teeth before the shower, take a shower, get out, and then I lay down for the night. Like my room's black, my fan's on, I'm not on my phone, I'm not on TikTok. I go to sleep for the night, and then normally like in the off season, I fall asleep in 5 seconds because normally my days are pretty long, so I'm not like having an issue falling asleep. How do you balance full-time work, gym, and life? I don't really believe in balance, to be honest with you. I know it's a controversial thing and people think like you need to have balance. I personally don't think you need to have any balance. If you don't want to, I was actually listening to a good interview yesterday with Ivanka Trump and Lex Friedman. And she said, she was like, balance is for like balance your priorities. So it's like, okay, if you have X, Y, Z priorities, if your work, family, and gym are your 3 priorities, you want to balance them 3. But me, my only priority is the gym and training and bodybuilding. So I don't have anything else to balance it with. So when I say I have no balance, that's a good thing to me because I'm putting all my effort into my top priority, which is bodybuilding. So I don't know why it would be people would like want to force me to balance out my life. So it's like I would give energy to work, but it's like I don't value work. So it's like I don't value my job. I just go there because I need money. So it's not like I don't have a passion for work. So why am I going to put effort into that priority when it's not one? So, but also some people like if you do have a family, like I imagine people have families and they have like significant others, stuff like that they want to put balance into, which makes sense. It's like, but it's like, how much are you willing to put into it? So it's like, or like people like say you're starting your own business, and it's okay, like you want to put time in your family and your other job, and then but you were building a new business. So it's like, okay, like if you like you can only work 2 hours a day on your new business because you're balancing the other things. It's like, okay, that's fine, but it's like that might mean you have to work your day job before your side job becomes your main job for 10 years. But it's like someone who has no balance and is putting 8 hours a day, he might be able to start that second business in 2 years, and it's going to take you 8 because you have more balance. And it's just something people like individual, you have to come to grips with what you're comfortable balancing and giving up. I just don't like when people say like you have to have balance. So it's like, why would I have to take away from my main priority to be happy? Because that's what makes me the most happy. So wouldn't you want to give the most energy and effort to the thing that makes you the most happy? That's why I don't get. So I'm not a big on balance personally. This is one of my favorite questions. Full McDonald's order. Haven't had McDonald's in 20 weeks. A lot of you guys know I'm a huge McDonald's fan. It's the only cheat meal I had all season. I might have had like one or two other like places like once or twice, but I train so late I can't go to dinner after my post-workout. So McDonald's is the only thing that was really open late, so I'd usually get that. So what I would get every time I went to McDonald's was, they call them double Big Macs. So it's a bun, two patties, a bun, 2 patties, a bun. So that's a double Big Mac. So I'd get 3 of them, no cheese, usually 2 large fries and 3 cookies. Usually get that. That's my full order. And I can eat that. So that's 2, 4, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 12 patties. Crazy. I don't know if my stomach would even be able to handle that now, because I'll just drink some water and I'm full sometimes. So that would be pretty crazy. I haven't had a cheat meal in a while. I actually haven't had any cravings this off season. This prep at all, honestly. Like I'm starving, but I haven't like thought about food, like other than like my rice and shit. But I haven't had really any cravings. But that'll definitely be one of the first things I eat eventually, like after like my prep, my rebound, and all that reverse dieting stuff like that. McDonald's will definitely be back in the thing. Favorite bodybuilding podcast. That's pretty easy. I listen to Fuad's podcast, the Real Bodybuilding Podcast, or RBP, or it's funny because I actually been listening to that show since it started. Like I remember it was on like Apple Podcasts, and I just typed in bodybuilding, and it was the first 7 episodes when it was just Fuad. And I was like, okay, this is pretty cool, because it wasn't that many podcasts back then, like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, whatever it was. And that's why it really got me into bodybuilding, because I've always worked out, and like I've always like followed like Jay Cutler and stuff like that. But I didn't even have Instagram back then. Like 4 years ago, I didn't have Instagram. I didn't really like watch too much bodybuilding stuff. Like I just like to train. Always ate like a bodybuilder. Like I've had a bodybuilding coach before when I was younger and stuff like that. But I worked a lot and stuff like that, and it wasn't just a main focus of mine. I just like to train. I like to be big. And then I started listening to Fuad's podcast, and like he had like Luke Sandow on, was like his main guest, them two. And I just fell in love with it so hard. Like, and they like taught me so much like about like how to train. Like I didn't know how to train to failure. I didn't know about top sets and back off sets. Like I would kind of just go in and do like 3 sets of 10, that kind of like 12, 8, 6, them type of pyramids. And I was pretty strong, like squat at 500, bench 365, or bench 405, 365 on incline. But then once I learned how to start training like that, my body just started blowing up, and like I learned so much more about it. So that's definitely my favorite bodybuilding podcast. Favorite training day, I would probably say quads, because it's the most intense, and like you can really battle it out in there the most. It's the most intense. There's really no easy exercises. Like everything's hardcore. It's all from the beginning to end. There's no fluff. It's not like arms where you're just like 10. So quads is definitely my favorite, because I split up legs, quads, and hamstrings. So quads is definitely my favorite day. I would say push is my next favorite, because I'm pretty strong on chest and shoulders. Like my presses are pretty strong, so that's always fun. I can really just like do a set of flies, and my chest is like blown up with blood. So it is fun in there. Favorite exercise in general. My favorite exercise before I would say incline dumbbells, but the gym I go to now doesn't have over 150s, because it's fun. Like I feel like I can progress them pretty fast, and I would used to go. The best I've ever done was 190s for 4 on incline dumbbells. I just love incline pressing. I love pressing in general. Like I love Smith machine shoulder press, but incline dumbbells is definitely my favorite. But the gym I have doesn't have that heavy dumbbells, so I use the Atlantis incline instead, which I like a lot too. But okay. I think I already asked this one. Oh, no. Okay. Do you have any tips for the gym? Passenger protein take. If you could work out with any bodybuilder, who would it be? Oh, I feel like Cuba, like Cuba Chilean, Chilean or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I would probably say him because I know his intensity is crazy high. His gym, Ultraflex in the UK, is definitely somewhere I want to go. Bucket list. I want to go to the UK anyway, but I would love to go train there. And then with him, like he has so much knowledge on just cues, and I love the way he trains. So that'd be fun. I would definitely want to work out with him, or I'd want to work out with Brett Wilkin and Martin Fitzwater because them two do just get after it. I just love it. They're in there just getting after it, screaming, throwing weights around, having fun. And obviously they train super smart too. Like they train high intensity, but like it's great form. They do log books on top set and stuff like that. So like they're not they aren't just like doing dumb shit. Like it's very well articulated and stuff like that. But it's just like what's it called? Like contained chaos or something like that. They say. They don't say it. I'm saying it's called like contained chaos. Okay. Let's see any more. Okay, 1 second. Should unit gains. Do you have any of them? Protein intake, favorite quad exercise, anybody? Full day of eating, I could definitely do a video of that. Full day, how do you balance sleep? Favorite bodybuilding podcast? Another question. Do you look like the bodybuilders? Helps you push mentally? What show are we doing? Okay, last question. How did you get into fitness/bodybuilding? Great question. So this actually starts a long time ago when I was 16 years old. I started working out because when I was 16, I used to get in a lot of trouble. And the summer of 2011, so when I was 16, I got arrested for like the 20th time. And I got sent to a juvenile prison for 8 months. And when we were there at the place, it was like 6 hours away, super far. And when you were there, every day we had like gym time. But there was either a weight room or basketball. And I never played basketball. So it's like, okay, I'll go to the weight room. And I started getting, and then, you know, when you're young, it's like, oh, I'm going to, like, people go to jail and get big. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. I want to come out looking way better. And so I started working out there. And then I didn't really not that I loved it. It was just something to do. And I didn't really it was just, you had to do something. I couldn't just sit there. So it was like, okay, I don't play basketball, I'll work out. And then when I got out, when I was in my senior year of high school, I was on a curfew because I was on probation. And the only place I was allowed to be, like, past, like, 7 o'clock at night was the gym. And I went to, like, the local YMCA up the street from my house. And I was allowed to be there till, like, 10 o'clock at night. So I would go, and I literally lived there. Like, I would go to the sauna. I would do an hour of cardio. I would do abs. I would train, like, my full body every day because it was the only place I was allowed to go. So I would go every single day. And then it's like and I was so used to, like, the structure when I was in the juvenile detention that it was just like, I go to school, I go to the gym. That's what I do. That's my routine. And then, like, as I got older, I started seeing a little bit more. That was, like, my whole senior year, like, the end of senior year, because I got out in January. And then, so then I was in senior year. I would go every day after school. And then after I graduated, I started working a full-time job. Like, the next week, the day after I graduated high school, I got a full-time job. And then that's what I did. I'd go to work. And then I started making money so I can buy my own food because I wanted to start getting big so I could buy my own food. So then I would go to work and then I'd go to the gym every day. And I had money to buy food and supplements and stuff like that because I had a full-time job. And then that's how I got into it. And then I just always stuck with it. I just loved the train. I just loved being in the gym. I used to go to that local YMCA and there was a lot of cool guys in there and stuff like that who didn't really know much, but they, like, went every day, so there was, like, a little community in there and stuff like that. Guys you knew, they would text you, like, yo, what time you coming? And that's where I learned about bodybuilding. There was a kid there, his name was Dom, and he knew about bodybuilding. He showed me, I remember, never forget, we watched Jay Cutler win the Olympia at his house. His mom, like, got it on the TV for us and stuff like that. It was so funny. But then I always started training. So that was when I was, like, 18. And then I just loved to train. I just loved to eat. I just wanted to be big. I just liked to be different. So I just wanted to, I wanted to be bigger than everyone else. And then I started with, that was like, just, wasn't nothing crazy. Like, I didn't have any plans of competing or anything like that. I just liked to train and wanted to be big. And then when I was 21, I started driving tractor trailers. And the job I got was like super intense, hard work. It was like 12, 14 hours a day of like hard physical labor, delivering food up and down steps. And so like I would like drink a protein shake, eat a Pop-Tart. I would like just drink eggs in the morning. I really didn't have like, it wasn't like my main focus at all. Like I still trained, but it would be like, sometimes I'd have to move my rest days around all the time because I was always working different hours. And then Fuad's podcast, I started listening to that, and I was like, okay, like this is. So I moved jobs. I quit that job because I just hated it because I hated the lifestyle. Like we didn't have any holidays off. Like you'd be working 4th of July. I think we only had off like Christmas or something like that. It was like 3 holidays a year or something like that. We didn't have to work, and it sucked. And I just hated the life. Like I just got tired of working all them hours. So I started working a different job, and it was super easy. Like all we did was like, it's so much easier the job I do now. Then I started listening to Fuad's podcast, and I was like, okay, like this is, I like this a lot. And I like the way these guys train and how they talk about it and stuff like that. So then I really got into it after that. Once I switched jobs, it wasn't as hard. And I had a lot more, I didn't have a lot more free time because I still worked like 10 hours a day. But like I had more time to focus on training and like cooking. And because the other job I had, like they had cameras in the truck. You couldn't eat while you were driving. And it was so strict. But now it's like I could do whatever I want. I have a lot more freedoms at this job that like I could sit down and eat whenever I want. And I'm not really moving that much. Like I'm not like doing anything crazy labor intensive. So I just switched over to focusing everything on bodybuilding, and that's just pretty much where it's been at. And this will be my first show coming up August 10th. So a long road since I was been training since like 17 years old, off and on, like not hardcore focused on bodybuilding, but I have been training for damn near like that many, like a while. 2011, so that's 13 years. But that's the end of the first Q&A. I hope got some information out of it. I had fun. I love answering questions. I love to talk. So next week I'll put another one up and we'll see what we can do. Get some more stories out there, more personal stories. And that's it.